Man, I was not expecting this at all. What? People have always said that gospel music is not a beginner genre of music. And I will say I agree with that. But after being in the professional music industry for years now, I've been around a ton of super talented musicians that still can't even play gospel music. It goes back to something that I've always said to people when I've taught them gospel music in the past. Theory of gospel music is very simple, but the execution is what is difficult. You can get all the right notes, you can play all the right theory, and still not sound like a gospel musician. That's because feel is everything. And so today I wanted to put this idea to the test by hiring some Fiverr pro bass players to see if they can actually play gospel music. I want to give a huge thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. So the way this is gonna work is that me and my friend Matt Ewing have been making practice tracks and things on my website to help musicians challenge themselves and help with learning. A lot of times when we do this collaboration between us, I'm like making the bass line, helping with the guitar parts, things like that. But sometimes Matt comes to me and he has like everything laid out. He has the bass part. He's just like, bro, you should play it like this, you know, and he plays it on synth bass. Sometimes I'm just like, can you actually play that on a bass? And so he sent me this track recently and I was just like, bro, this is gonna be stupid. This is gonna be so good. I started playing the bass part and I was like, dude, this is like kind of intricate. And then it got to the end of the track and it was like this big arpeggio thing. You're like, all right, I'll just let y'all hear it and y'all tell me what you think in the comments. But just to show you what I came up with, this is what I played whenever I recorded the bass on this track. Now, what I'm gonna do is that this part that he sent me on just synth bass, I'm gonna send to each of these bass players on Fiverr to see what they come up with. And I also want to leave a little bit of space on the end so they can like freestyle, kind of do whatever they want to in a gospel fashion. So I'm gonna make sure I let them know that whenever I send these tracks to them. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use this website called Fiverr.com, where you can get freelancers for different services, musicians, a whole lot of things. And so I'm just gonna look on here and see if I can find a few bass players that are, they say they have pro level bass players or some of their top rated bass players. And I just wanna see if I can find a few bass players that I can send this track to record to see if they actually can learn it. So I'm just gonna go here to the search bar and type in bass player and see what comes up. So what's cool is that they have their choices. They have top rated ones and that's what's really nice. But they also have like ones that are like super cheap. Like this guy's $15 to record bass. I want to get some pro. I want a pro and I want some people who are a little bit lower cost. Let's see, what about this guy? He's got 3 packages. Basic is up to 30 seconds for $10. All right, 3 minutes for $15. Man, $5 difference, let's go. And then premium is $20. Okay, man, we could do the premium. I mean, 20 bucks. 5-day delivery time, 1 revision. Extra fast 1-day delivery. I'm not gonna worry about that for this one. Tabs and sheet music. Now that would be interesting. If I could get him the right tabs for it. No, I'm not gonna do that to him. All right, so we're gonna confirm and pay $20. All right, so let's find another bass player on this list. I keep seeing this guy, it says pro, which is a Fiverr Pro, but he's like the most expensive one on here. Basic starts at $100. Okay, this guy, he knows what he knows. Standard is $125. 6 to 7 minute song, you get 3 takes. Premium song is $150. Okay, that makes it, that's about right. I'm gonna give this guy a chance. This guy is literally the highest rated guy on Fiverr, like as a Fiverr bass player. Oh, this guy. Okay, what's this guy? Starts at $25. Okay, let's go. Premium is $85. Whole song plus video. That's what we want. Let's do it. All right, now that these guys have the bass tracks, now we've just got to wait until they send them back to me and we can listen to them and see what they came up with. All right, so it's been about 1 to 2 weeks since I sent the guys the tracks, and I'm actually really curious what these are going to sound like. What's crazy is that the first person to send their tracks were the guy who was the cheapest. Now, when I was going through, I was trying to get all of these guys to do video, but this first guy told me, he's like, hey man, I can't do video. And I was like, well, it's in your description. It's in your bio. You put in there. He's like, well, I can't do it anymore. Like, I guess he said he didn't have like a good camera or whatever. And I told him I'd pay him more, but he said he couldn't do it. So this first one is just audio. So let's take a listen and see what it sounds like. So I'm really curious about this. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, so he has a preview track on here of him playing, the different takes. So let's hear what this first take is. It doesn't have video, so I can't really know like how many punches he's done or anything like that, but let's just hear what he did, see what it sounds like. I mean, the notes are right so far. Very scooped tone. It's a couple of wrong notes. All right. Oh, a couple of minutes. Ooh, a few wrong notes. This was, you can't see his hands. You don't really know exactly if he's actually, how many takes, how many punches. He got quite a few notes right, but I will say the tone and just like even the ending, he just literally just slid up. Let's listen to that again. He didn't even go for it. He didn't even try it. I mean, you could have done it because he didn't have video. Like, we could have just did it one note at a time or whatever. But I don't know. I don't really love his tone. He missed quite a few notes. But I mean, you paid $20 for this. All right, let's see. I think this one has slap. I think I asked for a slap version. So I want to see what he did with the slap version. Let's take a listen. All right. Oh, there's some slap. Okay. Huh. All right. So I guess the the take two, he pretty much just made his own bass line for the slap portion. Like, then it wasn't even matching any of the synth bass notes or anything really. And he slid in at the end as well. So this was the one portion of this, like, that was like, oh, he could probably just nail this note for note because there's no video aspect. But like I said, this video, I'm giving this to a very stylized gospel bass line, and I don't want to tear people down and be like, oh man, this guy's not a good player. He probably is really good at other, genres of music. This type of gospel is not something you would always ask just any random person to do, so I will give him that credit. But, it's the first one actually was better than the second one, in my opinion, the first take. I think the way gospel players more so would approach this is that they would really try to get it note for note for note for note. Like they really try to lock it in and give it a good feel. And that's the reason why a lot of gospel players are really, in demand, is because they really listen to every single aspect of it and really try to get the tone. And something else I think I noticed about this track too is that when he was playing, his notes are very they're not very tight. And when I mean tight, usually if you play a shorter note, that means you're playing tighter with the kick and tighter with all the different notes. They're just very loose and just kind of long notes, Once you start to understand, okay, this is how this needs to lock in. This is how this needs to be tight with the drums and with every single note you're playing. It makes a huge difference when it comes to playing gospel. But I will say, he learned the song. He sent me the tracks. He got it to me in literally, I think, 3 days, 2 or 3 days. So I will say for that point, good job. This was just $20. We still have a couple more that are going to be a little bit higher in their actual Fiverr pros as well. So let's see what the next one has to offer. All right, so our next one is Martin or Martine. Oh, he's got the video. Yes. Video. This is going to be fun. All right, Martin, you got your 5-string Music Man. Let's see how you sound on this. All right. He's got it. Oh, he got that. Okay. He's getting in it now. The face at the end is everything. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna lie. That face at the end was everything. He just literally did that with tapping. He just didn't even break a sweat. Dude. Okay, Martin, man, I was not expecting this at all. What? That is crazy. He pretty much nailed it. Probably, I would say there was maybe one little spot in there that was I would have, not played that differently. But dude, he pretty much got it note for note. Dude. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely just super surprised that he got that. He literally got it. I gotta play that part one more time, that last part. It's the not looking at the camera at the end was it for me. He was just and he's just all right, you try to make this hard on me. This is not really hard, dude. Great job, Martin. Even the tone is actually not too bad, I will say, on this. He's playing a Music Man, and Music Man have great tone, and man, he locked it in. It seemed like this was really easy for him to do. So I will say, man, I am very surprised. Great job. I don't really have too many notes outside of just a couple of little tonal things. There's a couple of spots in there that I would have done differently, but that was where your preference comes in. I will say this was a good playthrough of this. Even though I don't know anything of this guy's background, if he said rock, pop, he didn't say gospel in his, genres that he was good at. But he was able to pick this up pretty quick. Now, the one thing I did notice, I think, in this that was a little bit different, and people who are more stylized directly in gospel would know, is that the tight notes, again, just like we did with the previous guy, Alex, the tight notes locking into the bass line is one thing that I noticed. He was just a little bit looser. He was a little bit tighter than Alex was, but his notes were just a little bit loose on some parts and aspects, but he got it. Like if I was somebody who just wanted to spend, not too much money and got a bass track back from somebody that I didn't know, I actually think this would be very usable in that scenario, especially at the very end. And he was also able to do this on video, which shows me, that he was able to play it all the way through it. Man, good job. So I'll say, Martin, great job. All these guys that are doing this, that I sent this to, I'm going to link them in the description below so you guys could go check them out on Fiverr and, send them some work, send them some more things, because honestly, they really are, especially Martin so far, man, he's really doing some great work. So really quick, something that I've noticed in my analytics over the past few months is that over 80% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. Now, I'm not gonna just beg you to subscribe or anything, but if you guys like my channel and like my videos that I post on here, please consider subscribing and the button below. I promise you, if you subscribe, I will make the content bigger and better each and every post. So consider subscribing. All right, so here's the last player that did the tracks. I'm really interested in this one. Let me just say that. I'm really interested in this one because this guy was very highly rated on there. He's a Fiverr Pro. He has like incredible reviews. His bio is incredible. So I'm really interested on how this one is gonna sound. I have high hopes. So hopefully I'm not let down on those. So, all right, so let's take a listen to what he did. Ooh. His tone is killing. All right. He did it, he followed the line. Whoa, all right. Dude, his feel is by far the best feel out of everybody. You could definitely tell this guy has played gospel before. That was just his first take, and you could tell this was literally like his first time playing through it. I'm actually really curious on another one. Let's see what this one's like. His feel just feels so good. That was nice. Woo! This guy's good. I'm not even gonna lie. You see what he did on that last part. See, that last part, I will say, is it's a tough part, but he did it in a way where it was like, It may have not been exactly note for note, but it still felt good. You know, you're still getting that rhythmic nature where it's like, versus like, I know the first guy was more, he was kind of just like, you know, and then that was it. But it's totally fine if you don't really have, if it's not easy to string, as long as you get that rhythm close to it and the keys close to it, sometimes that will always be like, you know, really nice. Now I will say guy number 2, he got it right on, but but you saw what he had to do. He had to use tapping instead of actually just being able to string it. I'm going to listen to this last one. And this is usually what people do. They give you a few different takes. Love those octaves. This is so easy for him. He's not even thinking about it. Man, you know, my feeling and suspicions were right with this guy. I could just kind of tell that just the way, some of the names that he had under his list and some of the people, portfolio he had, that he probably has played gospel before. And I could just tell from his playing, he has great feel. Oh my gosh. And that's a big thing when it comes to gospel. It's like, if your feel is great, then it's just like, and honestly, it's not even just gospel, it's really any type of genre, but if your feel is really, really good, it doesn't really matter if the notes are just like robotically correct. It really is just the feeling of how it makes you feel, because that's, in music, your feelings are what you want to listen to. You want to listen to your feelings when it comes to music. That's not with everything, but when it comes to music, that's what you're trying to get to. You're trying to connect people to a feeling. And I will say, with what he did, even though it wasn't robotically correct at the end, I still felt it. It still felt really good. So man, dude, Brandon, killer work. So now the reason why I wanted to do this video was because I always hear people say, man, gospel's theory's so hard. Gospel's just really hard music. But people always are talking about the scales. They're talking about the arpeggios. They're talking about the theory aspect, but really it's the feel, the playability, you know, how the notes feel when when you're going from note to note, the slides, all that kind of stuff. That is where the difficult parts lie when it comes to gospel, not in the theory, in my opinion. The thing is that gospel is a really, really fun genre that I feel like everybody should at least dabble in or know a little bit of, no matter what genre you grew up playing or anything. Gospel just really is a blend and fusion of a lot of different things into one. And honestly, as a bass player, that's the reason why a lot of bass players come from the gospel world, and a lot of people like gospel in the bass world, is because you learn how to become a great bass player when it comes to feel and execution, and not just in notes. And so I hope this video has encouraged you and also been entertaining, and just knowing that gospel, it really is all about the feel and not just about the technicalities. Now, if you guys are interested in trying this track for yourself or having something to, post on social media, I will have the link for purchase on my website, travisdykesmusic.com. Go check it out. And also check out Fiverr, where you can find freelancers and bass players just like these guys on here that are really incredible. All of these bass players will be linked in the description below if you guys want to check out any of their accounts and hire them to play some bass. So if you guys enjoyed my video, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And also check out Fiverr.com, where you can find a lot of pro freelancers to help you with whatever project or need that you have. My code will be in the description below. They'll give you 10% off when you sign up today. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my website, travisdykesmusic.com, and also check out any of my affiliate links in the description to where if you make a purchase through any of those links, this channel gets a kickback to bring you more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.